Hello and welcome to the Haventree Parent Podcast, where we get a chance to get up before the kids and talk about something that's important to us and hopefully you.
Today's special guest is Maya. Maya is a Cooney piglet.
Bacon seed.
She will not be eaten. Coonies are great little pets. They don't get very big.
Give them a good view. I know she'll probably squeal.
Yeah, she probably will screech at me if I pick her up, but I'll show you guys. Say hi. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Those waddles under her neck indicate that she's a Coonie.
Yeah, so all good Coonies have the little waddles or neck testicles, as I tend to call them. I think that they're hilarious looking. But yeah, so Maya was born.
Sorry if your children learned a new word.
Last week. I didn't say anything inappropriate. It's just
anatomically correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anatomically. Yeah.
Anyway, Maya is going to be joining us today to continue our conversation about love languages. And particularly, we're going to be talking about quality time, which is great because that's why Maya's here, is because she needs to spend some quality time with people and not her mommy and siblings, because she's a little bit naughty. So.
So yeah, like I said, today we're going to be talking about quality time and just the different ways that that's helpful as a love language with people in your family.
Mm-hmm. And quality time is my primary love language, so I'll have a lot to say about this one probably. But we'll try to keep it, relatively reasonable.
Lots of criticisms.
Never. So quality time is another love language. I think it's important to pay attention to the quality in quality time. Quality time does mean like conversation, interaction. I would say personally, like just sitting together and watching TV together is appreciated because it's still time together. But that's not really quality time. Mm-hmm. I would rather be talking to you, even if it's like about nonsense, like hearing your theories, your conspiracy theories on aliens, that I don't care at all about, which you don't really have conspiracy theories, but like for example,
right. I just follow conspiracy theories.
That would be quality time more so than going to a movie, right?
Right. Versus sitting next to each other for 2 hours and then get to talk about it for 15 minutes later on the way home. And that's your only conversation. Like that's not really quality. I mean, even if it's a movie we both enjoy, it's quality time is more like coffee shop, setting of like just,
conversation,
jazz music and being able to talk.
Just knowing you and eye contact. Like these are things that make quality time instead of just time. Right. But I would say a person
playing apples to apples, Cards Against Humanity, or like card games and that sort of thing.
Yeah. So games that have conversation or like learning each other. Like I really like and I'm kind of good at.
She beats everybody we play with. She's
apples to apples.
Who wins? Oh, Katie wins again.
Or like meme games, because it's not just like chance. The meme it's not just game. Like dice. It's like knowing that person and knowing what that person will pick.
Right. This person's interested in this thing, so I will play this card and then they'll pick it. And somehow Katie reads everybody and knows what they're interested in.
Because quality time's important.
Yeah, even if it's like it's like a new person we've never played with before and she's like, I got them figured out. Boom, here's your card.
But so I think it's important that you understand, what categorizes as quality time versus not. When your kid asks you to come and play with them. That's
yeah, and that's one area where I've been hitting
Messiah a lot.
On Messiah, getting on the misstep with him. Like he wants all this time and attention, and I don't have it to give all the time, and I hate that. I'm like, can I just make like a video with you or something easy?
Why don't you do chores with me now? And I think it's important to say, like, while that's not high quality time, like those are still things that, when life is crazy, are better than nothing, and I think back to like when we were dating, I wanted to spend like every minute that I wasn't in school or work or sleeping, like with you. Mm-hmm. And we didn't have to be doing something spectacular. Like we could be just watching a movie or, like doing homework and, doing a work project. Mm-hmm. Right. So like there is for someone who appreciates quality time, there is that desire just for like companionship and togetherness.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't fill the tank, fill the love bucket, right?
With the qualityness of it. Yeah.
But there is still that desire to just be close to you,
mm-hmm.
you know. And I find, you know, we talked about doing chores. I think it was like a blog post, you know, and when we do chores, a lot of times we've discovered it's better for us to like do them separately because the way we do chores is very different.
Yeah. Together we don't do chores well. It's more like if I'm asked to do like the categories of like these are the top 3 things I need you to do, like then it's easy to check those off.
But I want to do them with you, you know, like I want to be doing stuff.
Hey, we're gonna
alongside
power
you.
wash the deck and paint the whatever, and then it's like you're just in a problem.
Because I want to be near you, you know, because it's something that's important to me. And so, if life is crazy and quality time is important for one of your kids, you can say like, "Hey, I don't have time to play right now, but do you want to come feed the chickens with me?"
Mm-hmm.
And that is something you do a lot with Sai, where it's like, do you want to, you know, come and do this special thing,
right?
Whatever.
And
that
recently, the girls have wanted to go out and just get the chicken eggs because it's fun to find eggs, and you know we just had Easter, and so it's like finding eggs is still a fun thing for them to do. So
she decided to relax a little bit.
Get all cozy.
Thing. I know. Yeah, it's a nice bed, huh?
Like, why isn't this in the barn? Because you guys would make it stinky.
Yeah, it'd be grody. It can be a house pig.
Yeah. I told you can bring them in until they're like 3 months old.
No, not 3 months, but
well, hopefully they'll be sold by then.
So quality, I think all of them are already have deposits on them actually.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Nice.
So I think, you know, quality time is time talking to your kids or to, you know, your loved one. It's time with eye contact. But when that's not available, it can be just time in close proximity. I think the biggest thing that's important is...
Yeah, like I like one of the things I guess I try to do, because I'm not one for sitting on the couch with the kids and like watching a kid movie, because, you know, I'd rather it be something like either that we all do as a family or whatever. Yesterday I took some time to do that with Kenzie because she was really asking for dad time.
Yeah.
But yeah, one of the normal things I try to do is like when I get to cook, I'll have one of them like pull up the stool or try to have like 2 different stations and like have 2 kids here and 2 kids there. And like, you guys put this together, get the bread out, make the sandwiches or whatever. You open the cheese packets. I'll, you know, heat up whatever and take care of the hot stuff. And they're taking care of like the other, they're taking care of the other little stuff. That's like getting the salads ready and just getting the table set and doing those like helpful time taking stuff, but you know they get to be like you said, close, and it's not necessarily
and it still
not
is a time
quality.
That you can talk to them.
Yeah,
like,
we can still have a conversation.
And I think that's one of the coolest things about quality time
like,
is
why do you break the eggs like this? This is a learning tool.
Yeah, quality time, if that's something that your kids value, that gives you an opportunity to just get to know who they are and sort of like pick their brain. You know, Adri likes to do quality time, and she'll come in my room. And she'll be like, let's just talk about animals. Because the kids know that I'm kind of like a walking encyclopedia for random animal facts, which I'm sure is shocking. But, you know, like I just know random things about animals and enjoy talking about it. And so they know that that's something that they can, and they'll do it late at night too, to like delay going to bed. But then even during the day, there are times that Adri will be like, can we just sit on the couch and talk about animals, you know? Or
Sai watching cat videos with you and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like,
So
and she will. She tries to do like a different kid every other night.
Yeah.
Or like I'll be putting the other ones like getting their teeth brushed and like helping them like get their pajamas on or whatever. And she'll like be like, "Hey, Sai,
like
Adri,
5
Jay,
minutes.
whoever, come sit with me and we'll watch a video on my phone or talk about whatever thing." And you know.
And it's like a lot of times it's really simple stuff. Like what was your favorite thing that we did today? You know. Or what's... Because
it also is filling your quality time with them. Yeah. And you're getting quality and they're getting some quality
and
too,
I'm learning something from them. You know, like what's something that other families do that you wish we would do? You know, or what's your favorite trip that we've ever gone on? You know, and it's almost like, it's like first date questions kind of. Like not, you know, but it is kind of. And it's just like talking to them.
Their answers change every day. So
hearing their input, hearing what's important to them. And it may also, you know, provide you some good parenting insight as to like where you're missing the mark or where you're doing well.
Well, and I think we've done a good job with conversation with our kids.
Yeah.
And just, we can always ask them like, well, what's going on right now, and like I feel like on most occasions a good decent answer about like the honest like opinion from them. So.
But I think that to make quality time quality, you have to be sharing and hearing thoughts and feelings. Mm-hmm. And I think kids aren't always very good at that.
Well, I think to highlight that, one time, Adri was talking about a dream, and she really didn't want to talk about it too much. She kept having it, or it was like she would like mention it like 3 days in a row. Mm-hmm. And I was like, maybe I think what we need to do is just talk about a dream we had. And once we share it, maybe she'll be like, oh, well, they told me their dream. Yeah. I'll tell them mine. And so it was very much like a paying attention to that scenario, because it was like every time at dinner she'd be like, I had my dream again. It was like this was happening, and she didn't really want to go into it. And so then I was like, well, I had a weird dream that I didn't like. And I told
it was
her,
something like that, like somebody tried to take her, or like, it was like kind of a nightmare-y,
I don't remember what was happening at that time, but it was just like, okay, well, we'll just, pray at that moment. If you can pray in your mind, little dream brain, and try to get through that.
But I think it also helped her, like once she heard us say like, well, we've had nightmares before, like, but she was feeling very, protective and insecure about being afraid of something. Yeah. And so she just, I think her hope was like, if I don't talk about it, it'll go away. Right. Mm-hmm. Whereas like,
I don't want to talk about my scary dream either. So,
right. Yeah. So like, but once we kind of shared that, then she was like, oh, well, if mom and dad have scary dreams, like, I don't have to be ashamed of that, or like,
right. And I think that goes with any topic. Like we've always said, like we want to be open with our kids and not really have anything that's too taboo. That's like, we don't talk about that or whatever. I think we've always had like a good openness with those things, or we try to, or, if we see something the kids want to say with, they're not saying it.
Right. I think quality time is why we kind of start doing like our kid dates. And obviously with all the, quarantine right now, we haven't done like real kid dates in a long time.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think the kid dates got messed up when Kenzie got cancer. And
that too. It became a little bit challenging.
Yeah, we got a little bit more challenging, but I think they had more family dates where they got to go hang out with aunts and uncles and stuff. So
yeah, but like we did kid dates, and they don't have to be like the most mind blowing things. Like for us, kid dates were like, Saya, do you want to go on a special trip with just mommy, and we'll go to the grocery store, and then like.
Yeah, and I would take one of them with me to go to the gas station or go pick up pizza.
And then like during that time you get to talk to them, but then you can also like do something special, like, why don't you pick out a special dessert for dinner tonight? Or like whatever it is, you can do something to make it special, even though it's just going to the grocery store. And, talking to them.
Right. Yeah, like one of the moments I like for quality time was like I really like taking the kids down to school because it's far away, or at least they're a la carte type of school where like
they're hybrid school.
Yeah, where they go down for like all their activities, they learn Spanish and martial arts and do all that stuff, and that's a good like 20-minute drive for me. So it's like I have 20 minutes of dedicated like me with them time, and it's not like I just blare the radio and like drown them out for 20 minutes. Right. Like sometimes they're tired and they don't want to talk and they'd rather just listen to music. Yeah. But other moments they're all just waking up for the day and excited to talk, and so like I'd watch like a fun like TEDx YouTube video, and like then we'd talk about like the aspect of like the history of dogs and like whatever little thing. Like I'd ask like, what do you want to learn about today, and we'll watch like a 5-minute video about like chickens or whatever, and that was always good and useful because I don't know, they're silly and I like hearing their thoughts, and that was a good quality time for me. So I plan to put that on here at some point in the future of like just a recording of us like having a drive to wherever we're going. So
and I think
road trip video.
Yeah. In addition to that, it's also nice, especially for a kid, that quality time is important, to do some more special things. Like we would go bowling. One time I took Josiah to mini golf, and it was going to be this like really like our super most special date of the year probably, and they had this cool indoor like glow in the dark mini golf thing, so we had to drive like 45 minutes to get there, and it was a disaster. Like he was cranky the whole time we were driving, and we got there and he hated it and was just like temper tantrums, and just like it was awful. And then I wanted to do a special dinner.
Didn't he choke on a chip
Yeah, and
like,
he choked on a chip, and like they were gonna call 911. Like it was a whole horrible disaster event, right?
and then obviously complained about his throat feeling bad for the whole day.
For the rest, yeah. So I had like
I think didn't you spend the night and like you were stuck? Like you planned to spend the night in Columbus or whatever.
We were like, it was horrible. I think I've blocked lots of portions of it out because it was so bad. So, I think it's important to have reasonable expectations. He was young. I mean, he was only like 3 or 4, I think.
Yeah, he was too early for a big adventure. Young. Yeah. It was going to be fun, but yeah.
So I wanted to do the special thing with him, and then it did not go well. And, and I had to just kind of say, you know what? We don't have to do something special to still have quality time, Mm-hmm. It doesn't have to go according to plan for it to still be quality time. And I had to be okay with that. Mm-hmm. But it didn't go as planned. Another really easy way is to be intentional about mealtime. Mm-hmm. You've gotten really good about like, you'll come home and it'll be like, you'll ask like, what's something nice that you did today? Or how did you help someone? Or even, I think one of my favorites is, give somebody else credit. Like, what's something that someone else did today that you really appreciated,
mm-hmm. Which is obviously harder for them to think about.
Yeah, because they want to talk about themselves.
Yeah.
And then,
nobody helped me.
And then I'll go last. And if anybody hasn't been recognized, I'll come up with, something that they did.
Today, Jay helped me with Obi or whatever.
Yeah. But I think that's like, it's a good exercise for them in like thinking about others. But then it's also just kind of a good way to like take time that's already occurring, mm-hmm. like we have mm-hmm. to eat.
Yeah.
And like,
and we prefer to try to eat around the table and yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then, really, I can't think of the word that I'm looking for. Utilize that
togetherness.
Yeah, to the best benefit that you can. Mm-hmm. Darn it, I hate when I can't think of a word. That makes me feel crazy. The same with, like you said, like drives. Drives are another. I mean, I make lots of drives back and forth.
Captive audience, yeah.
Back and forth for chemo and different things like that, mm-hmm. and that's a lot of time in the car, and it exhausts me, and I just feel like I'm trapped in a tiny metal box with people that don't ever stop talking sometimes, right? And I'm just like, please.
Well, that's why I want to get it on video because I think it's hilarious.
Please be quiet, But like, if I can get over myself, which I do, because I do appreciate it too. It just, sometimes, especially like if it's raining, it's just, I don't want to talk right now. I'm trying to drive and keep us all safe and alive. Mm-hmm. So, there's that. But, that's another opportunity to really monopolize on quality time and just time having conversation, time getting to know them, and sort of like with your actions saying like, I want to spend time with you. I want to know you. And really taking advantage of that.
Well, that's what the family road trip, movies are always about, is like, just connecting with family, even though they always like in the movies make it looks like a horrible time, but you really do you can monopolize on it if you do it right and do it well, so. Yeah.
I think, another really easy example of a way to get in some quality time is with reading. We all as parents know how important it is to read to our kids. In our house, we probably don't do as good of a job of that because I do school with them. And once I'm done with school, I don't want to read to them or with them anymore. I'm done. But reading to your kids is a really important developmental tool. And you can, sort of get some different love languages in with that. They sit on your lap, you're snuggling with them, so you're getting in some physical touch. You're reading to them, so you're growing their brain, which is great. But then after you read the book, you can also talk to them about like, what did you think about, the main character and what they did, or why did they do that? Or is that what you would have done? Do you think that was a good choice or a bad choice? There was, because in a story, like there's always a problem that they have to go solve. Like, what if they avoided that? How could they have avoided that problem? Or what did they learn by having to address that problem. So there are lots of different questions that you can ask. And it's fun because kids come up with really weird things that you wouldn't think about necessarily. But again, it kind of like fills that love bucket for them of, she keeps startling. She's like snoozing. I know, I'm sorry. And then she wakes up. It kind of fills that love bucket for them of, you know, telling them you're important and I want to spend time with you and I want to hear your thoughts. Now she's upset. So I think that, you know, there's lots of easy ways. And I think it's hard, you know, as parents, because you're just tired. Like if you have spare time, you just want to like sleep, hide in the bathroom, you know, like, and it is, you know, like it's a joke, but it's also not a joke. Like if I could have like 2 minutes to myself in the bathroom, I would be in heaven. Right. Because they just are constantly around, especially right now during quarantine. They're like always around.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, you know,
and the weather won't be cooperative, so we can't send them outside too much.
So it's hard then to be thinking about, okay, how do I take advantage of this time and really utilize it? But I think it's also really important.
Yeah, definitely. If you have any good ideas on quality time and just better ways you can monopolize on it with your kids while you're either stuck at home or on the road or wherever you're going with them.
Yeah.
And finding those moments to just focus on it and read on it. Let us know in the comments.
Yeah, I think that's all the time we have. I think Maya is done, and I'm pretty sure I share the kids. I know. She's like, I'm going to make it comfy now. A little silly thing.
Until the next adventure.
Bye.
Bye.